So today we're going to look at soil erosion. Soil erosion. What is soil erosion? Soil erosion is the removal of topsoil by its agents. Soil erosion is the removal of topsoil by its agents. What are those agents of soil erosion? Animals, wind, and running water. Some people call it fast-flowing water. These are the agents of soil erosion. Animals, wind, running water, or fast-flowing water. Causes of soil erosion. 1. Deforestation, overcultivation, overgrazing, bush burning, monocropping, plowing down the slope. I repeat, causes of soil erosion. Don't confuse causes and agents of erosion. Causes of soil erosion: deforestation, overgrazing, bush burning, monocropping, overcultivation, plowing down the slope. Types of soil erosion: sheet erosion, gully erosion, rill erosion, wind erosion, river bank erosion, and splash erosion. Repeat. Types of soil erosion: sheet erosion, gully erosion, rill erosion, wind erosion, river bank erosion, and splash erosion. What are the effects of soil erosion? When soil erosion takes place, what are the effects? 1. It leads to soil exhaustion. Soil exhaustion simply means the loss of soil fertility. So whenever soil erosion takes place, the soil is losing its fertility. So the effect of soil erosion is it makes soil to lose its fertility, or it leads to soil exhaustion. Methods of controlling soil erosion. 1. Terracing, contour plowing, strip cropping, mulching, afforestation, reforestation, or you can simply say planting trees. You can control soil erosion by planting trees. Now, terracing, contour plowing, strip cropping, these ones help to control soil erosion in hilly areas. Mulching helps to control soil erosion in flat areas. Then, when you plant trees, trees can control soil erosion either in mountainous areas or in flat areas. It depends. How does terracing control soil erosion? Contour plowing, strip cropping, how do they control soil erosion? They control soil erosion by reducing the speed of fast-flowing water. They can ask you, how does terracing control soil erosion? Terracing reduces the speed of fast-flowing water. How does mulching control soil erosion? Mulches reduce the speed of fast-flowing water. What is mulching? Mulching is the covering of topsoil with dry plant materials. Mulching is the covering of topsoil with dry plant materials. What are these dry plant materials? Dry leaves, dry grass, coffee husks. Those are examples of mulches. Advantages of mulching. Why do farmers mulch their gardens? 1. To control soil erosion. 2. To improve soil fertility. 3. To keep moisture in the soil. Then 4. To reduce the growth of weeds, or to control the growth of weeds. So there are 4 advantages of mulching: control soil erosion, improve soil fertility, keeping moisture in the soil, and controlling the growth of weeds. Controlling the growth of weeds. We may also ask you, how does mulching control soil erosion? Mulches reduce the speed of fast-flowing water. How does it improve soil fertility? Mulches rot to form humus. Mulches rot to form humus. Mulches rot to form humus. Then, how does it keep moisture in the soil? Mulches prevent evaporation of water from the soil. It prevents evaporation. Because when you cover the soil, that evaporation is reduced. Then, how does it control the growth of weeds? Mulches cut off sunlight from reaching the weeds. Or mulches prevent weeds from getting direct sunshine. That's how mulching controls the growth of weeds. Let's look at disadvantages of mulching. How can mulching be a disadvantage? 1. Mulches hide pests. Mulches hide crop pests. Mulches hide crop pests. Number 2, mulches can be fire hazards. Mulches can be fire hazards. Remember, the word fire hazard simply means materials. Those mulches can easily catch fire and they destroy crops. They can easily catch fire. That's why we are saying they are fire hazards. Number 3, some mulches can grow into weeds. Some mulches can grow into weeds. Some mulches can grow into weeds, especially those ones which are not dry. When you use them for mulching, they grow into weeds. How soil loses its fertility. How does soil lose its fertility? 1, by leaching. We say leaching is when plant nutrients go deeper in the soil where plant roots cannot reach. So when water and mineral salts go deeper in the soil where plant roots cannot reach, that's what we call leaching. So it leads to soil exhaustion. Leaching makes soil to lose its fertility. We have monocropping. Monocropping can make soil lose its fertility. Overcultivation, then lastly, bush burning. How to improve soil fertility? We can improve soil fertility by mulching, by manuring, or by adding fertilizers into the soil, by practicing crop rotation, and lastly, by practicing bush fallowing. Bush fallowing simply means leaving land for many seasons without cultivating for it to regain its fertility. Leaving land for many seasons without cultivating for it to regain its fertility. So, when you practice bush fallowing, it helps to improve soil fertility. Let's look at fertilizers. Fertilizers are substances that are put in the soil to improve soil fertility. Fertilizers are substances put in the soil to improve its fertility. All right, we looked at what fertilizers are. We said fertilizers are substances or materials that are put in the soil to improve our soil fertility. Types of fertilizers, we have natural fertilizers and artificial fertilizers. We have natural fertilizers, and artificial fertilizers. Natural fertilizers and artificial fertilizers. These are the two types of fertilizers. Let's begin with artificial fertilizers. Artificial fertilizers. Artificial fertilizers. Now, these are fertilizers got from inorganic matter artificially. They are got from inorganic matter artificially. We look at advantages of using artificial fertilizers. 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 1, these artificial fertilizers, they are easy to handle and easy to use. They are easy to use or easy to handle, and they have high nutrient content. They have high nutrient content. They are easy to store and use. They are easy to use. So applying artificial fertilizers is very, very easy, and they also have a lot of plant nutrients. Then another advantage is that they are quick at improving soil fertility. 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 So when you put artificial fertilizers in the soil fertility can be improved within a very short period of time. Then they improve crop yield. They improve crop yield. They improve crop yields. They are easy to supply. They are easy to apply. They are easy to apply. These are some of the advantages. They have high nutrient content, or they have a lot of plant nutrients. Then they are easy to use, they are easy to handle, they are easy to handle and store. They are easy to store. They are easy to store. They are quick at improving soil fertility. They improve crop yield. Then they are very, very easy to apply. Then we look at disadvantages. Disadvantages of using artificial fertilizers. Now, artificial fertilizers have some disadvantages. Disadvantages of using artificial fertilizers. Artificial fertilizers. Disadvantages of using artificial fertilizers. One, they pollute the soil. They pollute the soil. They pollute the soil. They pollute the soil. Two, they kill soil organisms. They kill organisms. They kill organisms which aerate the soil. They kill organisms which aerate the soil. Which aerate the soil. They kill organisms which aerate the soil. Then another disadvantage, we say they pollute the soil, they destroy soil texture. 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 They also destroy soil structure. They destroy soil structure. destroy soil structure. I'm going to explain the difference between soil structure and soil texture. Then they're expensive to buy. They are expensive to buy. They are expensive to buy. So these are some of the disadvantages of using artificial fertilizers. They pollute the soil. They kill organisms which aerate the soil. They kill organisms which aerate the soil. They kill organisms which aerate the soil. For example, they kill earthworms, and those earthworms help in soil aeration. They destroy soil structure, and they also destroy soil texture. Then lastly, they're expensive to buy. Now, what is soil texture? Soil texture simply means the roughness or smoothness of soil particles. The roughness or smoothness of soil particles. Then soil structure is the arrangement of soil particles. Soil structure is the arrangement of soil particles. Then we have examples of artificial fertilizers. 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 One, we have what we call NPK. NPK. I won't use abbreviations. We have NPK. We have DAP. Then we have CAN. These are examples of natural artificial fertilizers. Let's look at natural fertilizers. Natural fertilizers. Natural fertilizers. Natural fertilizers. Natural fertilizers. These are fertilizers made from decayed plant materials. These are fertilizers which are made from decayed plant and animal materials. So we get them from plant materials that have decomposed and animal materials that have decomposed, like cow dung, urine, dry leaves, dry grass, and so on. So when they decompose, they form what we call natural fertilizers. Let's look at types of natural fertilizers or types of manure. Types of manure. These types of manure are still examples of manure. Types. Stroke. Examples of manure. Types of manure or examples of manure. There are four. One, we have compost manure. Compost manure. Number two, we have green manure. Green manure. Number three, we have farmyard manure. Farmyard manure. Farmyard manure. These are the three types of manure: compost manure, green manure, and farmyard manure. Compost manure, green manure, and farmyard manure. Now, we are going to look at each one of them one by one. We begin with compost manure. Compost manure. Compost manure. compost manure. Now with compost manure, it's got from decayed organic matter that are left to decay, especially rubbish, got from decayed organic matter. It is made from decayed plant materials, e.g. leaves, grass, and so on. Then we have maize stalks and so on. So all those are some of the things that are used to make compost manure. Then we have green manure. Green manure is made from legumes. When you plant legumes and those legumes decompose, they form what we call green manure. You plant legumes, then you plow legumes into the soil. You plow them back into the soil, they form green manure. Then farmyard manure is made from decomposed animal dung and urine. Animal dung and urine is used to make farmyard manure. So let's look at advantages of natural fertilizers. Advantages of natural fertilizers or manure. Advantages of natural manure. Now this natural manure, one, it does not pollute the soil. It does not pollute the soil. Number two, it is not easily leached. It is not easily leached. Number three, it does not destroy soil structure. It improves soil structure. It improves soil structure. Then it improves soil texture. It improves soil texture. It improves soil texture. It does not kill organisms that aerate the soil. It does not kill organisms that aerate. Does not kill organisms that aerate the soil. It does not kill organisms which aerate the soil. Then it lasts longer in the soil. It lasts longer in the soil. It lasts longer in the soil. So these are some of the advantages of using natural manure. It lasts longer in the soil. We said with natural manure we have compost manure, green manure, and farmyard manure. Materials which are used to make farmyard manure, and put it there. Materials used to make farmyard manure. Materials used to make farmyard manure. Materials used to make farmyard manure. We have cow dung and urine. One is cow dung. Two, we have urine. Three, you can simply say animal droppings. Animal droppings. Can be droppings from chicken, can be droppings from pigs, can be droppings from goats. So when they decompose, they form what we call farmyard manure. They form what you call farmyard manure. So next we look at effects of harmful materials on soil. 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 One, we have used the engine oil. Use the engine oil. We have plastic. We have polythene bag. Polythene bag. These materials are very, very harmful. Then we have metals. Metals. Then we have glass. We have glass. All these are harmful materials in the soil. So what's the effect of these materials in the soil? And these materials pollute the soil. We even have rubber. We have rubber. And so on. So we look at effects. Effects of harmful materials. Effects of harmful materials on soil. Effects of harmful materials. Effects of harmful materials on soil. Effects of harmful materials on soil. One, they pollute the soil. 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 Now we say the effect of harmful material on soil. They pollute the soil. They prevent air and water from entering the soil. They prevent water. They prevent water and air from entering the soil. They prevent water and air from entering the soil. For example, polythene bags, when they are in the soil, water cannot enter the soil. Water will just stop on the polythene paper bags. Then they lead to soil exhaustion, or they make soil to lose its fertility. They make soil to lose its fertility. They make soil to lose its fertility. They make soil to lose its fertility, or they lead to soil exhaustion. Then we have what you call biodegradable materials. Biodegradable materials. You need to know some of the things. Biodegradable materials. Biodegradable materials. These are materials that can decompose. These are materials These are materials that can rot or decompose. These are materials that can rot or decompose. Examples biodegradable materials. Examples of biodegradable materials. Now, biodegradable materials include 1, cow dung; 2, we have urine; 3, we have grass, dry grass; 4, we have leaves or dry leaves. So these ones can decompose, leftover foods. Then we have what we call non-biodegradable materials. Non-biodegradable materials. These are materials that cannot decompose. These are materials that cannot decompose. Non-biodegradable materials. These are materials that cannot decompose or rot. E.g., we have glass, plastic, metals, polythene bags. Those are examples of non-biodegradable materials. Why are they called non-biodegradable materials? They cannot decompose. As simple as that. Lastly, we look at ways of managing wastes. How to manage wastes in the environment. 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 Now, waste can be managed in very many ways. Ways of managing wastes. Ways of managing wastes. Ways of managing wastes. We can manage wastes by reusing wastes. There are some wastes you can reuse, like plastic materials. Reusing wastes, e.g., plastic, jerry cans, etc. Reusing wastes. Number 2, by recycling. Recycling simply means making new things from waste materials by recycling wastes. When you recycle waste, you get new things out of the waste materials by recycling wastes. Then, returning some waste, like bottles, factories, by returning returning wastes. Returning wastes to industries. E.g., glass bottles. Glass bottles. So when you buy soda with a glass bottle, you drink the soda, then you return back the empty bottle. That is the returning. Then rejecting or reusing, or rejecting or refusing. By rejecting or reusing wastes. Rejecting or reusing wastes, especially those ones which cannot decompose, you reject, like polythene bags can be rejected. Then reducing wastes. Number 4, by reducing wastes. You can reduce wastes by burning them. So we have 5 R's in waste management. 5 R's used in waste management. 5 R's. The 5 R's in waste management. 5 R's in waste management. Now these 5 R's, 1 is reuse. Reuse. Number 2, recycle. Recycle, you get something new out of the old one. Number 3, return. Return. Then number 4 is reject. Reject. Then lastly, number 5 is reduce. Reduce. These are the 5 R's that are used in waste management. Thank you so much for being attentive.